What homeschooling really did for me and my parents taught me was that character lasts and you have to be trained by that as young as you are. Hi, I'm Issa Adalia and I was homeschooled from kindergarten to the last year of senior high school, so around 16 years. And I'm currently studying at the American University of Armenia and I'm taking up English and Communication. Homeschooling really helped me to explore who I was and what I was good at. I'd always tell them that we'd order curriculum from the Philippines, then Singapore and the US are the best curriculum so that we would learn from these. And for our passions, like for example, theater in Nepal, where we didn't have a big homeschooling community, they still enrolled us in theater classes. My parents supported my love for science, so my mom would help me do science experiments like with botany, and we once made this microcosm of plants or a flower pot inside a Coke bottle. And then I was really in love with astronomy since grade 1, and then my dad would send me these websites to explore astronomy more, like Answers in Genesis or National Geographic, and I would play some astronomy related computer games there, and like, he was supporting me throughout that. My mom was the main parent homeschooling me and I was really grateful for that. And also my dad, he was working a lot back when we were in the Philippines and even in Nepal and Armenia, but he would make time to ask how we were and teach us new things. They chose the education that would be the best for us, and even extracurriculars. For Nepal, there was an earthquake in 2015. It was a magnitude 7.8 and we were helping the victims of the earthquake. The relief operations of our church took place in our house because we didn't have a center there yet. And then my dad was leading the operations, but my mom and I stayed at home to make food for the volunteers. So we were called the volunteer care department. I would ask my mom, "Oh, I don't have time to read my books anymore for homeschool." And then she was like, "It's okay. You know, this experience that you have right now, it's still homeschooling, it's life skills." So I got to learn a lot of like helping people and applying what we learned, especially in terms of character, like the character traits of responsibility, compassion, and diligence. Smarts or knowledge cannot compensate for character. So my dad would always say, you can be the smartest person in the world, but you can also be a thief. What homeschooling really did for me and my parents taught me was that character lasts and you have to be trained by that as young as you are. And it's the parents' role to instill that in their children. And of course, the Bible is the base of that. So am I doing this thing to please God? Or if I do this thing, will it not please Him? And they would also disciple me and my siblings, walking with me through my life with Jesus. They helped put that spirit in me. So I took it even when I went to college. The best thing that I saw is really the impact that it made in the real world. And they mostly have this misconception that homeschoolers don't socialize. So I begin by saying that I learned how to socialize with people older than me or younger than me, because compared to a classroom in conventional school, you'd have people of the same age studying. And in the real world, when you're in an office, the people who you work with aren't the same age as you, the same background as you, but they're older, younger, and then you have these different walks of life. So homeschooling taught me how to communicate with these people and learn from them. And I knew that I would be able to learn something from anyone, and whatever their religion, their ethnicity or background is. My homeschooling background really helped me to understand and learn and absorb the most from my lessons and from my professors and classmates, and also the mindset that they gave me growing up.